Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forever. We're on the ladder. As always, got someone who has probably not appeared in a cast. No, they've definitely been cast on stream, probably. Anyway, this is Babushka Noob, Esperanto, Pepsi. It's a popular one. All of these names. And maybe more. And he's up against the veteran, Turin Bear. Perhaps still a new player in the eyes of some ancient people at this point. 2264. That's a lot of rating points. Now let's see. He's UEF and he's against a Cybran. The map is Abhor. Has anyone ever said that they abhor this map? Maybe not. Until now. I don't though. It's a nice map made by Bias with 2 S's. Bias. And it's sort of a difficult map to play. And I was wondering, you know, when I first started playing this, I don't know how old this map is now. But, you know, things move slowly on FAF, so this is still one of the more recent additions. One of those maps that actually made it in and became sort of a common ladder map, and one that's not just hated as it's brought in. I was thinking, why is it a difficult map? Why did I find it difficult to play when it first came out? And it's just not a static map. It doesn't have just a clean cut down the middle that you can see makes sense for you know, dividing the map control. So you can always sort of trade map control on either side of the map, or even in the middle of the map. Slab. Quick lab, and he nearly kills himself by attempting to dodge their turn does, but he survives and has a tank very close by. Crisis averted, the lab has failed. So yeah, that's the thing, it's not a very static map. You can always trade map control on one side for the other, so depends where you commit your units. So we'll see at the start here where people decide to commit their units, because, you know, because it's really the placement of the mexes and the number of mexes that makes this possible. So because there's never a great distance between mass extractors, except say this part here. It's a bit of a gap, but the rest of it, they're quite close to each other. And the map feels pretty large. It's very spread out. So you can see Turin at the start sends a first tank over here to defend, and then he's just continues sending it on to raid. Sending it to the front, you can see it would have worked out nicely for him. Might be a good bet to go to the center, because the ACU usually stays for quite a while because you have a lot of resources. But at the start, Turin's committing to the left, sending an engineer there. There's a nice reclaim here. Some pillars. And some mantis. And that's a rhino. Rhino or a Wagner. Probably a Wagner. I'm not sure. So quite a nice bit of reclaim and the 3-max expansion. So he's committed to expanding here and defending this. Here comes a bomber though. Esperanto seems to have the same idea, but he's slower with the expansion. The bomber gets taken out without doing anything, and these 2 units sent to raid have been caught and mercilessly brutalized and turned into rubble. Scrap metal. Oh, the initial tank that killed the lab gets a beautiful kill, denying the hydro when it was almost finished. Very nice. And these units have been sort of waiting around, but now he has a nice group of them, so it's going to be difficult to stop. Turin has to spot this coming It looks like this expansion... Oh, a factory here. That's interesting. I don't think you'd normally see a factory go up there. That's what Turin has chosen. You probably don't want to build a PD, but... yeah, factory. It's been his choice. He wants more build power, I guess. In the middle, he's building power with his ACU. You can see this is a makeshift build order here. Makeshift economy management. And these units are getting past. All the units for Turin are on the other side of the water now. It's horrible timing. That's why I said he had to see this coming. And he has not spotted it. These air scouts could have perhaps shown him the way. These units have done nice damage. See the mass kill they have. It's pretty good, but they get taken out. Meanwhile, what's that? 6 Mantis getting into the back expansion? That's nasty. That's the one thing you do not want to see. So now he has to send units backwards away from all of the useful parts of the map to deal with this crap. And there's a lot of space back here for Mantis to go in different directions, and that's what they're going to do. They're actually going to be a bit ambitious and try and kill this mech. And also kill the Hydra. That's not going to happen with 2 Mantis either, so a bit of a waste here, but he will kill the mechs here, and he should try and hide each unit in a different place. On the other side, Espiranto, I really hate these Shift G moves, by the way. I hate looking at that, but he's taking the left expansion. Well, not taking it, but denied it to his opponent. Turin not looking so hot here, but he will actually be able to retake, do some damage on the other side. These tanks, probably the same ones that came across here, seem to have been waiting around for a long time. Wasting time. The Mantis have been split up at the back. And somehow this mech survived with 8 HP. That's disappointing. Why is that allowed to happen? This expansion should go down. Move. Kill the mechs. Meanwhile, Turin has a T2 mass extractor. He's upgrading in a second one. Espiranto has no mechs. There's somehow one striker in the back base with almost a vet level. What is that? Now this ACU from Turin, I was sure it was going to go left here, which would be normal. It's quite a normal idea. Actually, it's exactly what Espiranto has done. And you can see the idea. It just defends this expansion, takes this. Meanwhile, Turin has just horrible problems to deal with on this side, and his ACU is not alleviating them whatsoever. He's also suiciding some units. Needs to regroup here. And also... Whoa. Yeah, Espiranto being a good... Wait, those Mantis came through here. Those Mantis came all the way from the left. And now he will actually kill the Hydra, which hurts. It's a bad time to lose your Hydra, I would say. Well, actually, since he's getting raided to shit, he has no mass, so the Hydra doesn't hurt him as much as it might have. It still hurts. Turin has taken some mechs over here. He's been dropping. He didn't drop this. Espiranto has that. Transport is loading up again. All these useless units forced to the back. It's terrible. And Turin has just no map control now at this point. He does have 2 mexes and he started a third. Espiranto still... Oh, he has T2 land almost as he has just over half a P-Gen. And he has 1 T2 mex in the water, upgrading in the water first, where it's stealthy. Turin's not going to know that he has a T2 mex. He can only guess whether these are T2. Espiranto seeing 2 mechs in the base can probably get, you know, he knows there's 2, there could be 4 mexes. Oh, he's walking into 2 T2 PDs. T1 PDs, I should say. That's going to be massive damage. I don't think he had really taken much damage at all, and he's down to almost half HP now. There are a lot of units on the left. We have T2 land. We have a support factory. We have a second support factory halfway. So pillar production is coming. Should have, what, 5 or 6 pillars now? Maybe. We have 5 so far. Take care of them. Put them in a group. Don't suicide this one. It's dead. It's doomed. There's a lot of units here. For Espiranto. Oh, the drop. Anything? No? Nope. Build a PD. One thing you can do here is just build a single PD. And was that a bomber? Oh no, it was a transport. So hit some transports moving around. It's an interesting radar. A lot of T1 units, and they're not really doing anything at the minute. He has, however, denied this. And there's still no engineers nearby whatsoever. Need a little NG drop. Maybe these guys... Oh yeah, they are. They're loading, so they're going to be going to this expansion. Try and take it back. Somehow there's just random strikers with veterancy and all kinds of shit just have been in this area forever. And I think I can see why. There's no radar. And they've just been allowed to just... Oh, there's a dead radar. I was like, oh, whoa, he has almost no coverage now. Well, he did just lose his radar in middle. Turin loves to do that. He just loves to bomb radars. Pretty sure he just gets off to it. Doesn't even have anything to do with gameplay. AC in the middle, getting T2. Turin's still lacking map control, but it's maybe not as bad as it was. PD! But it's not in the spot I was thinking of. Although this stupid NG is going to suicide. The engineers have died for both sides, so in the end, it's a win for Espiranto as he has a mix. Although Turin has overall a bit more, slightly more control of the plateaus. Still so many T1 units, and they've sort of been idle, and they really didn't need to be. There is so much damage potential here. There's still only 2 pillars and a few strikers. This could not stop that. If you waste your time, your units are going to get less valuable. Turin actually moving out now because he sees nothing in front of him. He may just suicide and give Espiranto the impetus he needs to run through here. Now if he regroups though with these few pillars, then it becomes a nice group of pillars that can run away from the Mantis, do some damage. Well, the Mantis are also being reinforced. It's quite a few rhinos coming forward. The middle is, as it often is, sort of a no man's land. It really feels like that on this map, that the sides are where a lot of action happens. ACUs go there, a lot of units go there at the start. If you get into the middle, then you can get some... You can get some larger fights in the middle. But earlier on, it usually feels like it's all about the sides, and you can get some very swingy games. As I was saying earlier, you can always trade map control, so where you send your units, you better make progress there, because if your opponent, I mean, look, if you both send it to the same side, then that's how it goes, but that's not likely to happen. So Espiranto brought in his reinforcements, and now he's looking to make progress, and he's making it. Turin with a counterattack. There's only an unupgraded ACU here. And then we'll see the swing, the retaking of map control. You lose it on this side, take it back on this side, because Espiranto has nothing here. He has almost his entire army on the left. One unupgraded ACU. What is that? There's not even a PD. So he's just gonna lose all these mexes for free with units, not even T2 units, just random leftover T1 units. Oh, Mantis in the back. Excellent kills. Very nice. And this scout from the start of the game is pretty handy. It's definitely nice to have no anti-air in this army, so a couple of bombers will actually get decent damage before they get taken out. I hear the telltale sound of a Corsair. And here it is, dealing with some T1 raids. 3 Corsairs out already. Turin has, what, 5 T2 mechs? And now the game looks pretty even. Espiranto definitely had a really big advantage at some point early on. It seems to be quite even now. And Turin looks pretty confident here. Just chilling in the middle. He has PD to defend himself from any push. He has some units now. He has T2 radar as he loves to build. And loves to bomb. And he's protected it. And now he has T2 and the gun. This is a scary point in a Cybern's life. Where there's a lot of pillars. There might even be some parashields. Not in this case. But there's a guy with huge arms. And he's looking for your little guy. Little bony arms. Spiky shoulders. And he just wants to beat the shit out of you. And that's what looks to be about to happen. Still no upgrades from Espiranto, and Turin is actually killing all of the middle now. That was a T2 radar. T2 radars aren't too expensive, it must be said. They're not very expensive, but they are really annoying to have killed. There's a lot of Corsairs now. This is definitely the... Oh my god. Where's your anti-air? Oh. Has he found him? Oh, he just saw him on the radar. He didn't know it was the ACU, I think. Because there's no way he would give an attack order and then a move order back if he thought it was the ACU. That makes no sense. What he wanted was to kill whatever that was, and then as it dies, they would immediately run away. But of course, because it didn't die, they just kept circling and almost got caught there. And that's pretty nice that he's managed to take the ACU down a peg for free. Just half its health. And that's going to slow down any use of that ACU quite a bit. One thing, though, Espiranto has very little air. Very little. And his ACU is in no man's land. The left side's still very static, but did it have to be? Well, I guess that's quite a few pillars. We have some Medusa, but maybe not enough for my liking. I think the armies are relatively even here. Oh. Corsair's really dealing with that annoying army. And Espiranto, that's a big force here. And it has stealth in it as well, so it may have just sneaked through. But there's still 12 pillars in the base. That's plenty to stop this. And actually more pillars over here. The Corsairs are sent in and they sniped 2 T2P gens. But that's gonna cost him all the Corsairs, surely. And oh, he goes after the HQ. Will he get it? Surely not. The Corsairs are so low now. I think that goes down as a waste of Corsairs. There are a few more, and are those being sent in after the HQ? It is still only on 4,000 HP. There's no engineers out to repair it at all. I think they must be going for the... Oh, static flak. Oh, this flew straight over the static flak there. Okay, this attack is reversed. And the losses seem to be on Turin's side, but definitely smart to retreat with that army. Espiranto looks to be in a good position again, but I really would have loved if he had... I don't know if it was worth it, all those Corsairs killing the power. I really don't. Don't believe that was the best option. I think immediately killing the HQ is better. That's for sure. I think that's better than sniping power. It slows you down way more. Just, I think you really need to think of those kind of snipes in terms of time. I think a lot of things in FAF you need to think in terms of time, and replacing a T2 HQ might just take longer than what you lose. Because I mean, there's not much power drain here. You pause the air. He has a lot of flax anyway, so having air production turned off is not as big a deal as it may be. Oh, speaking of air, he just... Oh, there goes all of Turin's air there. Flying, got baited over the flak. Ouch. More Corsairs. Oh, they're going after power again. There's 4,000 HP on the HQ. And I just saw the Espiranto's going to T3 land, that is. And the Corsairs are going to die. They've only killed one Pigeon this time. Again, he could have killed the HQ. And just think of it, he's going to T3 now. What you need to go to T3 is mass. He has some mass in the bank, maybe not as much as I would like. But just think how much simpler it would be to get to T3 when your opponent has to start from a T2 HQ. They have to rebuild that, and then before even catching up to your T3 land. I think it's just a better play. Oh, that's so unlucky. 11 HP. That's just unlucky. Unlucky on one end, lucky on the other. Still, Esperanto has... Well, he's retaken a lot of this map control that he had lost. And he has Corsairs killing plateaus. He somehow has artillery up here. What about T2 Mexes? He has 6 T2 Mexes. Does he have more upgrading? Doesn't seem like it. Where's the eco? There's one max upgrading. No TMD though. Plateau's dying. Oh, he's getting into the back. How is this allowed? Oh, it's nice. It's actually nice stealth is how it's allowed. And now there's units coming after this ACU. This could turn into a mass donation. We have T2 and gun. We have a shield. We have 2 T2 PDs. And there's a lot of T1 stuff, it seems, coming in. Oh, a Pigeon at the front line as well. That would hurt to lose. Even if he is pushed back. Even if he is only pushed back. Losing the Pigeons could hurt. Does have overcharge, but 37 pillars. That's a lot of pillars. It'd be nice if they didn't run in like this. That's like the worst formation ever. No way. He doesn't keep that alive. Good. That would have been disgusting if that hadn't died. But still, even at that, no real loss to him. Somehow he's breaking through, sending wave after wave of pillar. This is just World War I tactics. Except they work. Just a numbers game. Sheer numbers. Breaks through on the left at the expense of all possible micro. There's a lot of units in the back of his base though. So many rhinos and a flag to protect himself from gunships or something. Somehow there's engineers being dropped. I don't know why, but there are. And Turin now just has a lot of units on the left, leaving a huge mass field. And he has, that must be like 20 pillars still. Oh, 14, 5 flags and 35 Lobos, and he's just running towards the base. And look at that, T3 land for Turin as well. It's the first unit out? First... They made a flak first or something, I don't know. The first brick is out, that's for sure. And maybe it's just in time here. There are a few T2 units. This brick looks to be running directly into the jaws of his enemy. Maybe back up. It's very nice to stay behind the factories. Let the factories take the damage. But he's just fearless, running in. Some air killing stuff. Some of this air has veterancy. Wait, hang on. I have to see this. One of these has like 3 vets. Yeah, what is that? Why does one interceptor have 3 vet levels? What have you done? Anyway. All of this results in basically this raid. This is what Turin got out of it. I mean, he did... Yeah, I mean, there's no way he got a good trade here. Surely. After we saw the start of that... bit of an air suicide here. But he got one raid and dumped insane mass in the front of Espiranto's base. This ACU completely defended. He lost the front base, but the ACU defended with the PDs, the front line. This army that pushed died, and it's another mass donation story. Fucking rhinos managed to shoot over walls. It's the first time this has ever happened. And you were here to see it. There's a brick being dropped to the back base. Its legs are not functioning, so it had to stand around and wait for a transport to move 75 feet into the left. And this game is strange. Turin now has the economy lead. He has 10 T2 mexes. He has taken back the left expansion. He has 26,000 mass reclaimed in total. Espiranto has 6 T2 mexes. Still, this is what he had the last time I checked, and he had 7 and lost that one. I don't know why he made this one T2 and not say this one. This one is basically in your base. I don't know why this is never the next one upgraded, but it seems like it never is. I mean, look, same story for Turin. I don't get it, but that is just how this game works somehow. We got 4 bricks. This is the important number to consider now. How many bricks? How many Percies? 10 pillars are not too important, but we do have 4 Percies. The leftover T2, because they've just thrown away so many units, the leftover T2 is not really a big factor. They both have basically thrown away all their T2 stuff. We got some here, a few there. It's only useful if it can get to some position like this one, where it can win air and raid an expansion that has never been defended. Turin is standing in the middle of nowhere, building PDs in a circle around himself. I don't know why. I don't know why he's building all the PDs here. I mean, it doesn't protect the left at all. It doesn't really protect the center at all. It just protects his ACU if he continues standing directly here. So maybe he's planning to upgrade the shield here. That might be an idea. And while you're upgrading the shield, you can't overcharge, so he'll need loads of PD to defend himself from bricks. But then I would say, why are you standing on the front line trying to make the shield? T3 mechs though, that's interesting. 70% done. And a big ass mass stall. That was started in the heady heights of Reclaimville. And there's no reclaim around anymore. At least not in any big juicy patches. These poor Percys have been sent astray into a land with no radar. So I could compliment the stealth, but it really was irrelevant. Because Turin just had no radar. And that's 2 Percys down the drain. They may have killed something. No, they just injured this brick, I think. And that hurts. We got a lot of T1 PD being spammed. Why? This wall. I guess he doesn't want... it's just an interesting wall. Interesting terminus to the wall here. Just... does anyone understand what's happening? I suppose I'm supposed to tell you, but unfortunately I cannot look into these people's minds. Oh, it's a drop, an attempted drop. That's... looks dangerous. Where is it going? Wow, that's insanely ambitious. That's like the most ambitious drop, and there's no reason to even... why would you ever believe that would be possible? I mean, this showed up on radar like here, and then it flew over flak, and then it just continued flying. Like, do you want to drop like under the shields? That's crazy. Turin is making not the shield. He's making T3, but at least I copped on that he was looking to make an upgrade. He didn't build TMD though. He should have built TMD to protect against TML snipe. Somehow this is dead. It's just been rebuilt. I hope it hasn't taken that long to rebuild this from when I last saw it dead. I just hope that's not what happened. I think we got some self-bombing. We got some Lobos. Rip that shield. It's been killed by renegades. We still have... this is a waste of mass here. We got rhinos still being built in those support factories. You can see Turin not making any more pillars, which makes a lot of sense. What's the eco like? Well, we have some more mexes, but we still have 9. The last time we checked with Turin, he had 10 T2 mexes. Turin now looks to be in a solid position. He has 11 T2 mexes and a T3 mex. And really, who cares about the T2 mex count? He has a T3 mex. He has a T3 PGen. And that means he's in the driver's seat. Economically, he has got more reclaim out of this game. And actually, this reclaim should not be Turin's. Shouldn't have been. It's been here for a little while. Certainly, Espiranto could have taken it. Espiranto making moves in the front. Again, good use of the stealth, has to be said. These units are pretty idle. Could threaten something on this side. Air being used against Turin. There's T2 mechs here. Turin's also... seems like there's been a pretty decent fight over these plateaus throughout the game. Except the back ones, but they're so far away they don't usually get much action. Bit of napalm. Failing to really kill much of anything. Even the Medusas shrug it off. They're all running away with low HP. And speak of the devil, these units are on the move. They don't have stealth, sadly, for Espiranto, and the Janus are looking for them. T3. Oh, and T3 followed by the shield. How much of this was necessary? Shield seems great. Is T3 what was called for? Maybe it's just for fun. Fun's important. How many bricks do we have in the middle? 10 bricks. Okay, 10 bricks. That's That's a few. Let's see how many Percys we have, though. Okay, Brick and Percy numbers are pretty similar. And actually now, again, Esperanto has got more map control on the sides. With the raiding and stuff. He allowed Turin to steal, like, all of this reclaim. Like, Turin just got about 5k in reclaim, while Esperanto got none. And I think a lot of that was from here. Because they were at 38k 30, I think. Now Turin's at 43k 30, so... yeah. You gotta focus on these T3 wrecks. And Turin now with T3, gun, shield, and still 2 veterancies available to him to give him back HP if he loses it, means he is pushing, and he has almost every Percy with him. Quite a nice number of Lobos. Parashields. How many flax do we have? 4 flax. Okay, we're a bit lacking in flak. And Espiranto now says, sorry, GG, well played, as he just sends everything he has it forward against this ACU. Clearly expecting to win. Oh, saw the veterancy just give Turin back a lot of HP. And Espiranto just lost everything. Turin has 12k HP left. And of course his entire army, because he was not under fire whatsoever. A couple of random Corsairs come in. Turin can instantly build a shield now with his T3 ACU. Espiranto says what you can read here. And 20 bricks. I don't think he had 20 bricks. But yeah. Oh, T3 shield. You don't want that. That all in completely ended the game there. And now we see a debate as people try and argue about what happened in the game. I prefer... yeah, they usually... oh god. This ACU really has a death wish. Can he be saved by this hill? It looks like he might be. But it really doesn't matter, let's be honest. There's so many Percys here. And just an infinite field of reclaim, which is actually half of it's been taken already, so there we go. And now, like a teenage son to his father, he says, I just hate you. Well, let's be clear. Turin was winning at the point where Espiranto went all in at the end there. That is definitely the case. He was not winning. Espiranto was not winning. I think we can definitely pick out some points in the game where Espiranto was in a good position though. Good God. But now it is done. Really shows you the power of that shield ACU. Because there was a lot of bricks shooting at Turin there. And he went down to 12k. And it also shows the value of having those 2 vets that he hadn't actually gotten at that point. Actually not having full vet was an advantage to him there. And Espiranto disconnected from the game. Well, that was a funny game, I think. I think that would be how I would describe it. It's for the chat, for the memes and the gameplay as well. So we saw some shocking things here. Some good, some bad. And yeah, that's all we have. So thanks for watching. Tune in next time. Check the links in the description. And I will see you all in the next cast. Bye, guys.